Good morning. Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is day 8 of practice, and it's a Sunday yum. And so we're doing connection and twists. Connection is just another word for core or abs. So you're going to need your block or your book or the pillow that you're sitting on. If you do have a book handy, it's great, or something, because we're going to be stabilizing something against our thighs when we're moving. And yeah, so some of you who've never done the Sunday yum before really enjoyed moving in the yum. And it creates a wave in the movement of the month. So we're standing for the 5 days, and then we're down onto the floor, and then standing again, and then down onto the floor. It just kind of creates, this wave of movement, which I really, really love, and that the whole community loves, it seems. So come lie on the floor. Come. Have your block with you, or your book, or whatever it is that you have. So landing on the floor, your knees are bent. As always, I unpack my shoulders, I check in with the contact to the floor, rock my pelvis, lift my toes, kind of feel, oh yes, there is floor beneath my elbows. And then just arching into the lower back and then flattening down into the floor. So we began the class yesterday with the same movement, arching and then flattening down. Arching, flattening down. And as you move, just connect to the differences between left and right. Do both feet push into the floor evenly? Do both sides of your lower back feel the contact of the floor evenly? Do both sides feel like they're the same size? Like I have a much stronger side on one side, and it's much bigger on one side. It's more connected into the foot on one side. The other side is doing great, but it's different. Well, notice for you that connection from your hips up into your rib cage, connection up into your shoulders and your head. How is it to move into arching and flattening? Nice. And now rock your knees slowly from side to side. So let your thighs drop down from side to side. And perhaps as you do this, the first few times are a little bit creaky, maybe not. And just notice how that is for you. So for me, my inner thighs and the outside wrapping of my hips are tight. But for some of you, that's not true. It might be that there's something in the ribs or something in the knees or the ankles that are talking to you. Listen to the story of this moment in your body. Deepen the breath into the belly, softening your face. Slow the movement down. So be in this moment, in this movement. So traveling the weight across the back of the pelvis, over to the back of the buttock on one side, across the back of the pelvis and into the buttock on the other side. And just sensing, feeling, connecting to that. Nice. Now we're going to increase the twist and come into gliders. So bring your arms wide and then drop your knees down towards the right and then glide the left knee up close to the floor, up towards your right shoulder. And then gliding back, both feet to the floor, drop your knees to the left and draw your right knee up towards the left shoulder. And so as I move the opposite shoulder on the floor, I'm endeavoring to keep that down on the floor, not forcing, but allowing and opening. So I have this feeling of everything beneath my ribs, or even my ribs, are moving and gliding from side to side, but I'm anchoring through the shoulders. How do you anchor deeply through the backs of your arms and your shoulders? And even bring awareness into, as I draw my knee up on the left side, I feel a shape or a compression on one side of my neck, and then it changes to the other side of my neck. What muscular patterns can you feel in your neck as you draw your knee up on the other side? So for me, when I draw my knee to the left, the right side of my neck lengthens and strengthens, and the same side as my knee compresses and engages in a different way. Very interesting. Nice. Cool. Come back to center. From here, bring your right foot up and place it on top of the left knee. You're going to bend your elbows and bring your elbows a little bit closer to your sides. And my right knee is moving away from me, and then slowly begin to rock this shape from side to side. So this will completely change the right leg and its relationship to the twist. So suddenly now I feel like the gnarly of the deep of my right hip. So just deepen your breath, slow things down, just rocking into that sensation of creating length into the right side of your waist, keeping that right shoulder down. And so as I rock, I have this moment when, as I travel to the left, that I have to really focus on softening the side of my waist, allowing the length to happen as I am. So there, it's an eccentric contraction. So it's an engaged muscle that you're endeavoring to lengthen. So that's going to have a different feel. So it's like you contract it and then slowly get it to lengthen. So that has a really different feeling in your body. Nice. One more time and travel down towards the left and pause there. Really anchor the right shoulder, even reach the right arm. Maybe your right foot comes down to the floor. And just pause there. I'm drawing my right knee a little bit away from me, like I'm trying to push the baby toe side of my right foot into the floor. I'm feeling this sense of a journey of softening, of connectivity through the deep right hip into the waist. So I'm going to explore that with my breath a little bit more. So softening and deepening the breath down into your belly. Feel like from the inside, you're inflating into the deep of the inner pelvis on the right, into the belly on the right, the waist on the right. And then as you exhale, collapse a bit into the floor, like yield into the floor. And then as you inhale, inflate into the deep of the underside of your right hip. And then as you exhale, see if you can collapse, yield, surrender, soften. And again, inflate into the deep under of your hip, the deep of your belly. So you're going to lift the right foot up and bring the right foot back to center and pause there. So always when we're coming back after having two legs over to the side, you bring one leg back and then the other. It's better for your spine. Nice. Other side. So bring the left foot to rest on top of the right knee. Brace both elbows into the floor and slowly begin to rock down towards the right. And I'm rocking a little bit towards the left, but left isn't quite as important today. Sometimes we do focus more on that direction. Today it's the right side. And then back up to center, a little bit to the left. It's the right side. So we're really sinking and deepening into how do I anchor my left shoulder? How do I lengthen into the left side of my waist? How do I slow the movement down so that I feel instead of just collapsing down, I feel like, that sense of lowering something. If I'm up in a tree and if I have a rope and I'm lowering a stack of books or stone to the ground, instead of just letting go of the rope and them landing hard on the floor, I'm lowering them down to land really gently on the floor and then coming back up. So the traveling down just before I make contact with the floor is really slow and controlled. And then back up again. Creating length, opening into the side of your belly. Nice. Next time you travel down, travel all the way down. Pausing there, and then inflate the breath into the deep of the left belly. Reach the left arm long. Breathing, and then sinking and deepening. I'm always amazed at how, so this left side of me is more contracted, but the other side was actually more, I had to work harder on relaxing it. It's always that thing where the leg that you stand on more sometimes is the one that is more challenged, not the one that is weaker. So interesting. So deepen the breath into the inner surface of that left hip, into the deep of your belly. Every exhale, surrender. So to surrender, I'm going to drop my right hip and my buttocks a little bit heavier into myself. Nice. You're going to lift the left foot first and then bring it back. Bring the right foot back. Nice. Roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis with your feet on the floor. And as we do this, we're just ironing out anything that's left behind from the last movement. And then roll in the other direction. Sway your knees gently from side to side. Ironing out, softening out, smoothing out anything left behind. Squeeze your knees up onto your chest, wrap your arms around your knees, and just pull them down and in. So I'm shimmying my shoulders so that I have more sense of length. I'm tucking my chin under, I'm pulling deeply with my arms, and I feel this really steady, beautiful contact through the back of my body. I feel very reassured by that contact. It's like I can drop deeper into the floor by pouring myself into that plane of contact. Nice. Keep holding onto the right leg and then lengthen the left leg long. So let it travel out, stretching down into the left heel. And draw your knee up until it bangs into the left elbow and then lengthen it out again. So my 2 feet are really engaged and I'm really feeling that sense of pushing down into the heel of my left leg as I straighten and then coming back up. One more time. Straighten and come back up. Great. Other side. Hold on to the left leg. Straighten. And up. Straighten your leg. And up. Straighten your leg. And up. You can change from side to side. So hold on to your right knee, lengthen your left leg long. If you want to, you can look towards your navel. It'll increase the abdominal engagement as you do this. Or keep your head on the floor. Always with your head lifted, you always decide what's best for you in your spine, in your neck. So we're holding, lengthening, holding, lengthening. You can do this without your hands holding. So squeeze your left knee up, lengthen your right. You can do that with your head on the floor or with your head off the floor. But you're squeezing. The squeeze is really important. It's not just like your leg is there. You're trying to draw your thigh towards your belly as you do this. Nice. Dropping down. Bring your arms wide. Nice. Drop your knees down towards the right side. And then bend your left elbow and let your left elbow travel like a helicopter over towards the left hand. Did I say left hand? Left hand travels like a helicopter over towards the right and reaches beyond the right hand. Pull your left elbow back. Keep looking at the right hand. Nice. Reaching long. And now this time, as I draw my left elbow back, I'm going to pull my left knee up towards my shoulder. So it's like a half glider with a twist, and this is called propeller. So draw your knee up as your elbow goes back. Reach your hand forward as your foot glides back and really try and touch the wall behind you. So we're opening into the front of our bellies. We're leaning into the deep of the belly. We're going to do a version of this called alarm clocks. So instead of reaching towards the right and forward in front of you, you're going to reach above your head as you bring your foot back behind you. And then pull your elbow back and bring it to the floor. Reach above your head like you're reaching for the alarm clock above your mat. Pull it back. Last time. This time straighten your left leg as you reach your arm into alarm clock. So alarm clock. So I have this really super long sense of I'm reaching towards the top of my mat. And I'm reaching as far and as long as I can because I have to grab my alarm clock because it's going off. But I'm also pointing deeply into the left toes. I'm leaning and really resting down onto that right shoulder, massaging it, yielding it, deepening that sense of squish into my right shoulder. And my ribs on the left are just so loving this. Nice. Come all the way back. Land on the floor. Super cool. Feet are hip distance apart. Drop your knees down towards the left. And then let your right hand travel like a helicopter over towards the left. So here, I don't have as much space. So I'm going to bend my elbow and reach my elbow towards my hand. So if ever you don't have much space, keep your elbow bent then, because I will actually shorten instead of reaching if I keep my arm straight. So instead, I'm going to keep my elbow bent so I have that deep sense of my ribs are really moving. Now, include your right leg. So as your right elbow goes forward, your right leg goes back. As your right elbow goes back, your right knee comes forward. So you're doing propellers. So how do you twist your torso? So as your knee comes up and your shoulder goes back, as your elbow comes forward and your foot goes back, feel the twist and the torsion. This is like a tea towel kind of feeling for your torso. You're squeezing the front back and the back forward and the back. I have no idea what I just said there. Yeah. So now into alarm clock. So reach your arm overhead, elbow, knee is still bent. Reach your arm overhead, knee is still bent. Nice. Now you can, next time you reach, straighten your right leg, straighten your right arm, and I'm floating. So both are floating off the floor. And I feel like my right foot is trying to touch the floor way down at the end of my mat. And my right arm is trying to reach for my alarm clock. Really, really, because I don't want to move, I just want to reach. Because if I have to move, I'm just too lazy to move from my alarm clock. So I'm trying to reach, reach, reach. And again, my rib cage is just loving this. The squish into the left shoulder is delicious. I have a sense of deeply reaching through the whole of the right side. Nice. Come all the way back and land on the floor. Cool. So grab your block and bring it to your knees. Okay? And so your knees are bent and your hand is resting on your knees. And your block is between your hands and your knees. And so then hold your block steady and then push your knees into your block and push your block into your knees and hold it steady with your hands. So then slowly push your block away and then pull your knees towards you. Hey guys, come on. I've got puppies. Yeah. Pull your knees towards you and then push your block away. Pull your knees towards you and then push your block away. Oh my God, I didn't realize this would be so bad. Pull your knees towards you and push your block away. Nice. Pull your knees towards you and push your block away. So stabilize, holding that steady, and then hold your right leg and your right hand steady, and then reach your left arm, left leg long. Bend it, touch. Reach your left arm, left leg long. Bend it, touch your block. Reach your left arm, left leg long. Other side. Reach your right arm, right leg long. Bend it. Reach your right leg, right arm long. Bend it. One more time. Reach your right leg, right arm long. Dear God. And then slowly just draw your knees up towards your chest. Sorry. Oh my God. Squeeze your knees up onto your chest and just stay there. Rocking from side to side. Squeezing them in, hold them in. Nice. And then just roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. So as you roll, really just get a sense of the deep of the back of your pelvis. And then roll in the other direction. Stretch your leg up towards the ceiling and just pause there. Legs are long, stretching into the backs of your legs. Nice. Point your toes, flex your feet. Point your toes, flex your feet. Roll your ankles in a big circle. Come on, guys, come on. Roll your ankles in a big circle. And then roll them in the other direction. Come on. Come on. Great. So stay there, either squeezing your knees up onto your chest, rocking your knees from side to side. That was so funny. I didn't think it would be quite that bad. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Here, I'll show you. So this is Eli. Eli, lovely. This is Leah. Okay. This is Bear. Hey, Hertzie. This is Hertzie. And then Babe is what down the back. Oh, somebody just peed on my yoga mat. Oh dear. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Sorry, the end of my yum was a bit of a mess. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, have a great day. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. Those of you I'm going to see on the beach, I'll see you there in a few minutes or in an hour or so. And great, thanks. Bye.